Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey, today we're going to make our own custom tie outs. Now, you can buy these at a lot of different dog training and bird hunting retailers. We have all the parts that we need on hand here in the garage, minus a couple of things that we had to go into town and buy. But I figured why not just make our own, since we already had the cable and some of the other supplies that we needed. Now, in order to do this really well and kind of the easy way, you're going to need some cable cutting pliers, and they have a swaging end on them, but I think a person with average or just slightly above average grip strength can do it just fine with a decent set of lineman's pliers, as long as they have the swaging end on these pliers. And I'm going to try and bring it in close to show you. So this here in the center, that's for swaging or crimping connectors. And if you're willing to get on it a little bit, then you can crimp these cable crimps that you're going to need just fine. Now, I bought these at Rural King. They were not very expensive. They're just little pieces of aluminum. These are the 3/16 size, which fit the cable that I had on hand. If you don't know what size you need, then I just recommend either bringing your cable into your retailer where you're buying them, or just buy the cable that they have there and size it in the store, and you'll be fine. I like to make my tie outs about 40 inches. That gives my dogs enough room to kind of move back and forth. If I have a water bowl near them, they can get to a water bowl. Some people like their tie outs really short, only the distance from the ground to the height of the dog's collar when it's standing, plus a couple of inches. I, for whatever reason, just like to give my dogs a little bit of extra room to move around, and as long as they can't get to each other and they can't get into anything that's going to get them into any trouble, then I don't see a problem with that. So like I said, I go with about 40 inches, and I already completed one end here just in the interest of time. But you can get the general gist of it, you just run your cable through one side of the crimp, make a loop, and then back out the other side. And you're going to want to stop a little bit short. You don't want your cable coming all the way out through, because that can crimp, or excuse me, that could fray and make some sharp ends that it's either going to get you in your fingers, or it's going to poke your dog, and there's just no need for that. You can leave that cable end on the inside and then it won't fray. So like I said, I like to make mine about 40 inches, so we're just going to go ahead and measure this out real quick. It doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be close enough. Keep them all about uniform, so we're going out to 40 plus a couple inches for our looped end. We'll just go to 42 right here. You can get cable cutting pliers, but again, with a decent set of lineman's pliers, you can cut a cable just fine. It's really not that hard, and I don't think you need to go spend a lot of money, you know, $30, $40, $50 on a set of cable cutters or swaging pliers or cable crimpers or anything like that. Let's get this tape measure out of the way here. Alright. Now with your one end of your tie out, what a lot of people like to do, and I like to do, is just use one of these stainless steel locking links like this, and they just thread up like that and close up around whatever you're tying your dog out to. Most of us use chains. Some of us use stakes as well, individual stakes for the dogs. On the other end, you're definitely going to want some kind of a clip. These stainless steel clips are nice to use because they don't rust, and they're just like the brass ones, but a little bit cheaper, and they'll just loop through your dog's collar. So you'll take your end of your cable and you're going to run it through one side of your cable crimp. I go ahead and just pull a few inches through. Now don't forget to put your clip on here, because once you crimp this, there's no way to reuse these, and you're going to have to cut your cable to get your clip on. So don't forget to put your clip on, and then again run your other end of your cable back through just to the end, but so that it doesn't stick out all the way. It doesn't stick out at all. Okay, and you can adjust that. And then I like to feed my other end back through just so there's maybe just a little bit over 1 inch of a loop. You don't need a loop any longer than that. Okay, and then like I said before, if you have enough grip strength to do this, then and you have the right pliers, then you don't need to go out and buy the swaging pliers or the special crimping tool. If you don't have the grip strength to do it, and you do have to get on it a little bit, then you really have 3 options. One is to go out and buy the swaging pliers. One is to buy your tie outs ready-made, and you can get those from, again, any of the bird dog retailers, or you can go to the gym and buy yourself some grip strength and then come back and try again in a few months. But I've done a few of these now, and I do have the requisite strength, so I'm just going to line it up on that swaging end right there. And go ahead, and it is going to take 2 hands, and you are going to have to get on it. I may have to stand up, so get on and really squeeze that crimp, and you'll see where it takes it out of round. If I can get the camera to focus on that, maybe. It's taking that back out of round and it squeezes down on that end. And once we do that a few times across this thing, there's just no dog that's going to be able to pull that out. So I did that far end. I'm going to do the end closest to our bite here, our loop. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And one more. There we go. Now that's on there good and tight. It's not going to pull through. Right? Dogs just aren't going to pull that through. If you really feel like you need more confidence, if you have a vise, you can clamp this aluminum into a vise and crank it down. I don't think in 2023 a lot of people have vices anymore. Maybe they have vices, but not the kind that are tools. Yeah, these work great. I've been using them all the time. Been using them for years for my dog. Just decided that I needed a few more, so we made a few more today, and that's our Maintenance Monday for Sticks and Strings Outdoors. If you liked the video, go ahead and please press the like button. Give us that thumbs up. Subscribing always helps. And check back later. Check out our blog at sticksandstringsoutdoors.com. Thanks for watching.